has a diameter of 18, which means it has a radius of 9. Volume. Volume of what type of object?
Sphere.
All you gotta do is find the volume of a sphere formula. Pi r cubed. Then you somebody get on the calculator for me. 4 over 3 by pi by 9 cubed. 900 and 972 pi. Now you're not wrong, but you didn't get full marks because it wants you to change it. It wants you to change it into a whole number without the pi. 3054 centimeters cubed.
Sir?
Yes. Shh. All right, guys. Shh. Next one. Okay. So, first thing I want you to do is I want you to go to the table function, okay? This was called a table function. Now, the second thing I'd like you to do is the following, okay? You go to you click function, and you go define fx. Now, the deal is, instead of using t, we're going to use x. Everybody see that? Now, if you do this manually, do you know what you'll have to do? You'll have to do 1 plus 20 times 0 minus 5 times 0 squared. And when you're done with that answer, you'll have to do 1 plus 20 times 1 minus 5 times 1 squared. And when you're done with that one, you'll have to, this is if you're doing it manually. Do you see how many times you have to do that? You have to do it 4 times. And you write down the answer each time. Is that okay? Now, another way of doing it is using the table function in your calculator. And the way I do it is I go define your function. Well, we all know the function is 1 plus 20x. Then I press the x button. Then I press minus 5x squared. I then press execute. Then I go to home. I go to table. And what's the first number I have to put in? It's right here. 0. I press 0. Then I press plus because that'll do 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's 4, 1, 3, 16, 1, 16, 16, and what was the 0 answer? Huh? 1 and 21, yeah? Anybody get that? Exactly. Now, use the differences in this function as linear, quadratic, or exponential. Okay. So this is what's called a sequences and series question. So it's 1, 6. So what was it? 1, 16, 21, and what was the next one? 1. Okay. I'm teaching the second years this right now. Here we go. How'd you go from 1 to 16? How'd you go from 16 to 21? What? Isn't that plus 5? And how'd you go from 21 to 16? And how'd you go from 16 to 1? The first difference is not the same. This means it's not a linear function. Agreed? What's the second difference? What's it going down by each time? Minus 10. Minus 10. There you go. That's what it's looking for. So it's looking for this. And then it's looking for 15, 5, minus 5, minus 15. And then it's looking for 10, minus 10, minus 10, minus 10. And you go, it's quadratic. Is that okay? Now, use algebra to find how many seconds it takes the football to hit the ground. Give your answer to 2 decimal places. I have a cheat code for this because look at this. Ready? What's 5? I'm going to try 5 now, okay? 5 is minus 24. This means across, when it hits the ground, the height is 0. Would you agree with that? When it hits the ground, the height is 0. And the answer is somewhere between 4 and 5 because it was 1 meter off the ground when it was 4 seconds in. Would you agree with that? 4 seconds in, it's 1 meter off the ground. That means it's going to hit the ground somewhere after 4 seconds. Now, how are we going to do this? Okay, so here it is. It's 1 plus 20t minus 5t squared. Where did I get that from, guys? Would you all agree that's the height formula? Agreed? And therefore the height formula has to be equal to 0. Why is the height equal to 0? Because it hit the ground. Therefore, what we're going to do is we're going to solve a minus b equation. I magic wand both sides, and what do I get? Plus 5t squared minus 20t plus minus 1 equals. What I want everybody to do now is I want you to take out your calculators. I want you to fill out what the A, B, minus B and C values are. And then I want you to put them into the minus B formula, which I have written below. So, did A get 5, B is minus 20, minus B is plus 20, and C is minus 1? Then you fill out the equation using those values. So you get how many has got 20 plus or minus square root of minus 20 squared? Minus 4 times 5 times minus 1 over 2 times 5. Call out your two answers when you get them.
Plus 10 plus
as decimals if possible. Press the format button. And
3.94 and the other one.
So 4.05 is exactly what we're expecting. Slightly above the 4 second mark. What's the other answer out of interest? What? 0.05? Okay. Shh. Which one does it want? Oh. Okay, guys. So think about it. Shh. Think about the graph. What you're doing is you're hitting the football. The football starts on the ground at 0.05 seconds in. And then it returns to the ground 4.05 seconds. So how long was it in the air? Take the two times away from each other. 4 seconds. That was a bit of a trick question at the end. So, what did we all say? What did we all say 0 was again? 0, 1. What's the next point? Was it 116? 221. Next one after that. And then next one after that. 4, 1. Guys, this is considered easy marks if you know how to use the table function. All you gotta do is draw your graph. So it's 0, 1. 0, 1 is here. 4, 1 is here. 116 is all the way up here. And 316 is all the way up here. And then the last one was 221, wasn't it? Now, my graph's a bit on the large side, so I'm gonna struggle with this, but we'll give it a go. I might just dot it and then come out the line afterwards. It's harder for me to draw because of the board. But it's a curve, isn't it? We've drawn these before. Now, I would mark myself down for that Y. I didn't hit the red dot, did I? So I'd have to go again. And then I'd be a bit happier with that. Is that okay? Bit of a wobble there though, right? So that's not great either. I do this in pencil in an exam. It wouldn't be yeah, as best as I'm gonna get it. Is that okay? Cool. drawn. Alright. We're nearly there now. You ready? Okay. X and Y are transversal. What's a transversal again? Any line that hits more than one parallel line. Okay, does it say X and Y are parallel? It does. Okay. Then what does it want? Any alternate angle you can give us. Would you all agree with the classic Z? Who's the classic Z? So would you all agree that we target this one here and this one here? What are the name of those two angles? TRP and... Yeah, TRP and TSQ. Angle TRP and angle TSQ. Vertically opposite angles. Anything that makes an X. And we can put them on either side. What do we think? PTR and STQ, or the one he said, PTS and RTQ. I'll go PTR. PTR and what's the other one again? STQ. Shh. Then you just get that. Now. And we're done, thank God.